This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Take your thoughts and comments on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Man, the NFL football this weekend was it was really good. 2
of the 4 were really, really good. One was horrendous. And
one was horrendous.
One was a bit mid.
Yeah. The Patriots and the Texans were a bit mid. That would your daughters be proud of you for using that term?
I don't think my daughters are proud of me much.
I didn't see any of the Seahawks and the 49ers.
Didn't seem like you missed anything.
No, 41-6, and I missed the most critical play in the Broncos and the Bills because we were headed to the basketball game. Man, I think the Bills just got absolutely hosed in that game on that quote interception. Did you see it that way?
I mean, obviously, I'm not the guy to ask because I'm extremely biased towards one team. I thought it could have gone either way, to be honest with you. And it is rather interesting just how things work. You have almost the exact identical, very, very similar play yesterday that went the way of the offense. I can't sit here and be adamant one way or the other that it was the right call or the wrong call. I just think it could have gone either way. I think it's extremely difficult for the officials. So as far as that play goes, I'm not up in arms over it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, maybe frustrated the wide receiver doesn't secure the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the last drive of the game, the winning drive of the game, the Broncos get 2 pass interference calls, and I think they were both legit that go for them, for the Broncos. My beef as a Bills fan, and I don't think anybody's talking about this really, not that I'm listening, but there was on the drive where Buffalo kicked the field goal to send the game to overtime in the last series of the game. There was a play near the right pylon at the goal line, obviously with Brandon Cooks there, and as he tries to separate from the defensive back is grabbing his arm and pulling him back as he tries to go to the ball. Nobody's talking about that play. It was blatant pass interference. The ball goes over Cook's head because he can't go because the guy's holding on to him. That, puts the ball first and goal at the 2 or whatever, and it's a different deal.
It's a different deal.
At least they didn't call that offensive pass interference.
Yeah, there you go. That's basically the same kind of thing that happened to Jakeem Grant in Oklahoma.
So do you?
Yeah. So I mean that one. No, again, nobody's talking about that one, but that to me is the one that I feel like the 2 that went against the Bills in overtime were correct. I think the interception could have gone either way. I'm not that angry about it. Disappointed, obviously, but I think that one on Cooks on that last drive was a horrible missed call. And it cost Buffalo the game, along with their turnovers.
Yeah, in the Rams and the Bears game last night, when that the same play. I mean, you come down and it looked like, the receiver had it and his knee was down. It was just, there was more clarity on that play that you could see that his knee was down than maybe on the Bills and on the Broncos game.
Yeah, and did he have complete control and all that? The 2 are tied up together. They're rolling around, all that. I'm not just up in arms over that, to be honest with you.
Here's the thing that I don't like about that play, and this is really any play when it comes to overtime. I do feel like that play should have been, and I do agree with Sean McDermott, the Buffalo Bills coach, and that they should have slowed that down and taken a longer look at that.
Yeah, that's a little confusing.
That's the thing that I don't like, and I don't like the fact that, okay, if they're not going to look at it, that you can't challenge it. I mean, you've got 3 timeouts. You've been on the field for 4 quarters plus some change now, and you have all the technology in the world, and I don't know if it would have been if they'd have slowed it down, because if it had been called any different, but to not even really take a look at it. I mean, he called timeout So in thinking that somebody was going to take a look at it in New York, I mean, he had to do that. Otherwise, that thing was just going to go get turned over to the Broncos, and nobody was even going to take any further look at. So that's my big beef with it. And I have no skin in that game whatsoever. But I was rooting for the Bills, and I thought I didn't see the play that you were, because we were walking into the arena as that game was going into that last drive there, and they kicked that field goal, and so I missed that play. But I can believe that there's going to be plays that are missed, and that's unfortunate. And so Denver advances on, but they lose their quarterback. Bo Nix breaks his ankle.
Yeah, that's so sad.
Oh, it is, no question.
Guy earns himself a chance to get to the AFC title game, and that happens. I hate it for him.
And now Jarrett Stidham is going to be their starting quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting. Guy that at one point in time was committed to coming here, and then a brand new pick-em-up truck shows up in his driveway, and he ends up going elsewhere. At least that's the story, right? And then last night, the Bears and the Rams. That throw by Caleb Williams on 4th and whatever.
Pretty crazy.
I mean, he's running all the way back to the 40-yard line and throws that thing deep into the end zone. So it's 45, almost 50 yards that he's throwing that thing, and backpedaling, and as Chris Collinsworth said on NBC last night, basically a fadeaway jumper. I mean, the arm strength and the accuracy that you have to be able to do something like that. I thought really at that point in time, okay, the Bears are going to win this game.
It was meant to be.
It was meant to be, right. Yep. All those things. I don't have any problem with them going and kicking the extra point and putting it in overtime. And I thought in the overtime when he throws the interception, I thought this game is, it was within 10 to 15 yards of being over, them kicking a field goal. And I think his coaches got too greedy. The interception is on him, but, man, they were running the ball against the Rams. The Rams could not stop them. And anyway, the Rams defensive guys made a big play. And then Matt Stafford, found Devontae Adams and made a huge throw and a huge catch. And Mevis, the thicker kicker, as they call him, hits the field goal, and the Rams advance. So it was some really good football yesterday, and like you said, some on Saturday.
This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Today is Monday, January the 19th, 2026. Here's Jeff McGuire with this day in sports history.
Starting us off in 1934. Major League Baseball Commissioner Kennesaw Mountain Landis denies Joe Jackson's appeal for reinstatement into baseball. Jackson was banned, as we all know, after the 1919 Black Sox World Series scandal. 1972. Sandy Koufax, Yogi Berra, Early Wynn, elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Sandy Koufax becomes the youngest member ever inducted into the Hall of Fame.
How old was he?
I don't know the exact age of how old he was when he got in, but he is still the youngest person to be elected in.
Yeah, he had a nerve problem in his arm that I think today, I'm not going to say it's easy surgery, but it can be fixed.
Oh, that's
today's technology.
There's probably a lot of guys like that back in the old days that if their injuries had happened now, they'd have been able to fix it.
He was
better,
30,
faster, all the above.
37. So, or 30, actually 30, you said 72 on this day. So he was 36 because he was born December 30th of 1935. So and think about it. He'd been out 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just making sure there wasn't another thing.
No, I'm finished. Okay. That's fair.
You were on a roll. I was going to let you go.
That's fair. I'm sorry.
Nothing to apologize for. 2000. Michael Jordan, who led the Chicago Bulls to 6 NBA championships as a player, returns to the National Basketball Association, joining the Washington Wizards as part owner and president of basketball operations.
Just not right.
2005. Ronald Ross led the balanced attack with 22 points, and the Texas Tech held Missouri without a basket for more than 12 minutes in the second half. of a 78-62 victory.
That's some defense there, Jamie.
Like 12 minutes of it even.
Yeah.
And in 2013, Lance Armstrong admits to doping in all 7 of his Tour de France victories.
Yeah.
Jackwagon. Big fan of today, not going to lie. Happy National Popcorn Day.
Oh, nice. Just
popcorn. I gave you all the words you needed.
Okay.
Big time happy birthday going out to Lawrence Flugents today. 46. Dolly Parton is 80.
Wonder if he's still giving out flu shots.
Probably not in the same way.
Different ways. Yeah.
Dolly Parton is 80. Katie Siegel is 72. She was the mom on Married with Children. Luke Longley, 57. And Jeff Van Gundy is 64.
Luke Longley.
And on this day in 1977, if I said Gerald Ford pardoned someone, your first immediate thought is Richard Nixon.
Richard Nixon. Yes.
That is not the pardon he gave today.
Let me take a wild guess.
Dolly.
No, this is George Steinbrenner.
This is not George Steinbrenner. That was Ronald Reagan.
Okay. Wow. Somebody in sports.
Also on this day, by the way.
Also
on this day.
Well, today is Inauguration Day. So
Yeah.
That's.
We get some of those things taken care of today, yes.
You got to just push that underneath the rug, right?
1977. President Gerald R. Ford pardons Tokyo Rose. Although the nickname originally referred to several Japanese women who broadcast Axis propaganda over the radio to Allied troops during World War II, it eventually became synonymous with just one, a Japanese-American woman named Iva Torguri. No way I got that right. On the orders of the Japanese government, she and other women broadcast sentimental American music and phony announcements regarding U.S. troops' losses in a vain attempt to destroy the morale of the Allied soldiers. After the war, she had been convicted for treason. And that is this day in sports history.
And Jerry Ford's going out, and the peanut farmer, Jimmy Carter, was coming in on this day in 1977 because it had to be a Monday, or it's real close to it.
Is that a shot to call him Jerry?
No, he went by Jerry Ford.
He did.
Yeah,
Okay.
he went by Gerald. Gerald was his kind of presidential name, but I mean, he was
He was a president.
and then he was a football player too back in the day.
Okay.
Tomorrow,
I've heard he went to Ohio State, too.
No, I think he went to Michigan.
No, did he go to Michigan?
Yeah,
That's right.
I think he went to Michigan.
The Michigan University.
Yeah, the University of Michigan. Tomorrow we'll learn who is going to go into the Baseball Hall of Fame, Jamie. And that voting will be announced at 5 o'clock tomorrow. So right now the vote tracker has Carlos Beltran and Andrew Jones getting in.
Okay.
And
Two good ones.
Just on the outside is Chase Utley. He'll get in eventually, don't you think?
If he's just on the outside this year, yes, probably.
Stupidest thing the baseball writers do.
67.9%. This is the USA Today vote tracker. Andy Pettit's at 56.7, Felix Hernandez 56.7, and Alex Rodriguez at 42.8.
Utley's not going to get a hit, a strikeout, make a catch, make a play. He's not going to be in a dugout for a year. And he'll get it eventually because he's waited long enough. Stinking baseball writers.
Okay. Well,
Either you are a Hall of Famer or you're not. It's pretty simple. If he was, and I make this argument every year. If you want to eliminate if you want to just have first ballot guys be special, I will concede you don't have to put them on the first ballot. That's a special moniker. Fine. But they better be on your second year every year for going forward. Because they didn't improve their stats in a year. Their baseball didn't get better in a year. I want to fix this so bad, but no one wants to listen to me on this that has actual control.
okay.
I just kind of... It's like trying to fix college sports. I don't know that there is a fix.
All right, so we'll learn the names tomorrow. Let's see here. 6:52 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Jamie, I agree about the pass interference. No call. It was definitely pass interference. Okay. We get this with regard to the NFL. Good morning. All of my remaining favorite playoff teams lost over the divisional round. The Bears in the NFL, Texans and Bills in the AFC. If the Rams or an AFC team beats Seattle, it will be a bigger upset than Super Bowl III. I mean, the Seahawks, frankly, I was shocked at that score. I mean, I know it got started off to a good start for Seattle, and it just kind of...
Well, they just played a tight game a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. And 41-6 was like a stunning score.
I agree.
So, I don't know that I would give... I don't know about the Rams. I mean, the Rams certainly got to play better offensively than that. And how about
I give the Rams a shot.
I was really surprised at the play of the Houston Texans. C.J. Stroud just did not have it at all, did he?
Neither playoff game. He was pretty bad in both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to say the Texans didn't have it. It was just their quarterback didn't have it.
Their quarterback didn't have it, and their defense is, man, it's. Yeah, to say it's stout is not a strong enough word.
The sad part about the whole deal, yeah, no doubt, Chuck, is that you're going into this offseason, which turned out to be a good year for the Texans, second round of the playoffs, all the above, young team, good team, all of that. But everybody in that organization, everybody in that fan base has to be going in questioning their quarterback. Yeah. Do we have the guy? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think you got the coach, you got the defense, you got, and he was without two of his, best, his tight end and his best receiver, but still, you got to overcome that.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Thank you for being with us today. We'll have the High School Fan Zone on the air from 6 to 7:30 tonight and Wednesday night, and I'll bet you this is discussed on Wednesday night when the Lubbock High coach comes in. We get this Monday morning shout out to Lubbock High Wrestling, who bring home the 5A Texas State Duels Championship on Saturday.
No way. Congrats to them.
Major accomplishment. Congratulations to coaches and athletes. Absolutely. Absolutely. That is a tough sport. I just think that is one of the toughest sports that there is. Wrestling.
I won't disagree with you.
Man, those guys, when they're cutting weight or just getting in shape or all those things. We had a huge wrestling program at our high school, and it was just to see those guys, just to see them working and working out was, let alone competing, was just massive. We'll have the national championship game on tonight between Indiana and Miami. 5:30 broadcast time on Double T 97.3. What kind of game do you think it would have been had the Red Raiders advanced on to play Indiana? I mean, they wouldn't have faced them in the national championship game, but would you have felt good about that matchup?
I would have favored Indiana.
Just because of their offense? Or more their defense against your offense?
Both. They're just really a dominant team.
Yeah. Yeah. And obviously they're very good. So you will be, if Miami happens to win tonight, you'll be surprised.
Yeah. Would you agree?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think so. And
I don't think they're going to get blown out, but, 10, 13-point game, something like that.
But I sure, and there's a lot of discussion. We might be able to get into this today, or might be tomorrow, because they're still working on it. But it does feel to me that you're again ending your college football season with a thud, because you've just let the air go out of the balloon because it's taken so damn long to get to this point in time.
Yeah, it's definitely too long, in my opinion. I don't know that the air is completely gone out of the room, but it's definitely taken too long.
Maybe if they could get done before the NFL playoffs begin. I don't even know if you should even worry about that, but you certainly have to get it done quicker than this. I mean, the conference championship games were December the 6th, and here we are. We're almost a month past Christmas, and here we are finally getting to the national championship game in college football. Speaking of deadlines, or speaking of today, the deadline for entering the portal for college football players was Friday. But Pete Nakus from On3 over the weekend put this out. He said, sources tell On3 that with the weekend and Monday's holiday, compliance offices could wait until Wednesday to process final transfer portal entries. So there could, I'm not saying there's some Texas Tech guys that are out there. That could be. But there could be some more people out there that you want to take a look at. The challenge is going to be, your school started last Wednesday, and I don't know how much you could miss before you'd be to a point where you couldn't make up. You're probably getting close.
I bet they give them a couple weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so last Wednesday, maybe all of this week.
I would definitely think all of this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's about 2 weeks, Chuck.
Okay. And so that's potentially still hanging out there. So I'm sure that they'll be scouring the I don't want to call it the waiver wire or the free agency wire, but that's what it is, because some of these guys were forced out because they're either, schools didn't have a spot for them, or they improved at their position. Mm-hmm. So they might say, hey, little Joey, it might be time for you to move on to your next school because we don't have a spot for you anymore. And what you got last year, you ain't getting this year. So if you want to go get something, then this would be a good time for you to move on down the road. So that's, it's just the way it is, right? It is just the way it is. So how do you feel about what the Red Raiders accomplished in the portal season?
I think it was really good. Maybe not quite as elite as it was last year. Mm-hmm. But I mean, you picked up the number one quarterback in the portal and in the class, and was your a major need for you. So I would think you'd be around top 5.
Okay.
In the country. So I think you would call that a win.
And you picked up an offensive guard, according to On3, Jordan Church, who is a junior. He's from Louisville, 6'4", 310. He also spent a couple years at Florida Atlantic. He played in all 13 games for Louisville this past year. I would imagine that this is some depth being added to your offensive line. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily that you would consider him to come in, but I feel like that offensive line is probably a spot where you couldn't necessarily have enough depth, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
Just
because those guys get banged up so much.
Yeah. There was a portal tracker put out last week in terms of a ranking, and I have that for you right here. This is from SB Nation, and it ranks LSU as the number one team, but Lane Kiffin had a $25 to $30 million budget, which is interesting because the salary cap is like 20.5. So maybe he had leftover money, but is there anybody really tracking this? I mean, they have Texas as number 2, Penn State as number 3, and there's a lot of coming and going with Penn State, obviously, with the coaching change. Mm-hmm. So Matt Campbell's getting his guys in. They list Oklahoma State at number 4.
Yeah, a lot of people are really high on that class. I mean, we know they got a terrific quarterback and running back from North Texas.
Yeah.
And I think a few other players from UNT as well.
17 of his current 49 portal commitments are coming with him from North Texas.
17.
That's a big number.
I didn't know it was that many.
Drew Mestamaker is the quarterback that's coming with him. It's one thing at North Texas. It's a whole different level, I think, at Oklahoma State in the Big 12.
Yes.
And that's a big number. They have Ole Miss as number 5, Kentucky at 6, A&M at 7, and Texas Tech at number 8. Here's what they say about the Red Raiders. They talk about the massive spending in the transfer portal last season, which wasn't number 1, but, it got a lot of noise. It says the Red Raiders are back to assembling another strong portal class, and this time spent big on a quarterback in Cincinnati's Brandon Sorsby. Yep. A signing that they celebrated with a billboard in Times Square. And if you're looking for the next defensive superstars for Tech, keep an eye out for Wake Forest defensive lineman Mateen Iberogba.
Nailed it.
Iberogba. I think that's pretty close. And then Ohio edge rusher Adam Trick. Okay, so we'll look for those two guys. But they list you as number 8.
Top 10.
Top 10. Yeah. 7:24 this morning here on the morning drive.
Not quite as good as last year, but still pretty good.
Yeah. Jamie's question of the day is next.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Jamie's question of the day on Double T 97.3 is brought to you by Connecticut of West Texas.
All right, gentlemen, I have a little bit of a different off the beaten track question for you today.
I think that's what we excel at.
Okay? No wrong answers.
We certainly excel at that.
Unless
Challenge accepted.
I guess there could be, but
With this group, there's always the possibility.
my question for you gentlemen today, involving all across the board Texas Tech athletics. Okay? I want you to answer me this question. Who is your favorite dynamic duo in Texas Tech sports history?
Oh, in sports history. Oh, my gosh.
You got a pretty good one playing for your men's basketball team right now.
No doubt. No doubt. I feel like Jeff's going to say Harold Crabtree.
I'm going with Gustafson and Tadlock.
Are you?
Actually, I don't think they played together, so I think Gus.
I think Gus was
a couple years older.
Yeah, slightly ahead of Coach Tadlock.
They are definitely, though, 2 peas in a pod.
Mm-hmm. Are they?
Yeah.
Jamie spends a lot of time with both of them.
I would say Gus is more talkative than Coach Tadlock, but they're both baseball junkies. And
when they both get going on baseball, yeah. They are two happy as a clam people at that point.
And two people that, similar personality and have fun together, whatever, enjoy each other. Yeah.
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 And that's a compliment, by the way. I'm not throwing shade on either one of them for that.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Gus is a little bit more talkative than Coach Tadlock.
See, I would, to me, I could, if we put bags over the head between Jamie and Coach Tadlock, I think you guys are a similar folk.
Bags over the head.
Well, bags over the head, and said, pick one. Jamie.
He's the skinnier one.
I feel like Jamie's going to take Coach Kingsbury and Wes Welker.
You can pick anybody.
Oh, I know. I'm just trying to. I'm thinking out loud. I'm thinking out loud to kind of who's my. When you have to go back in time like this, sometimes I'm not the best back. Jeff, you go first, and let me think for a second.
Chuck named a couple of really, really good ones.
Mm-hmm.
The first one, and I don't know why this was first, because it should have been Harold Crabtree is the first one. But the first one that popped in my head was Pat to Jakeem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
The second one that popped into my head was Harold Crabtree.
Okay.
Yeah, just I don't know that. I don't know why Pat to Jakeem stuck out so much, except that I felt like Jakeem was the first person in the history of the world that was fast enough to outrun a Patrick Mahomes football. Like, their talents matched up very well together.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't have to be a football player either. It can be
No, any sport.
Can be any.
You can go with Swoops and Gerlich if you want, Chuck.
Well,
that's a pretty good one.
It is. How about?
What are you looking at?
I was looking at a roster real quick because I was kind of like.
I mean, you could go with the Young brothers.
No, I think
they didn't ever play together.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm going to go with. I think I'm going to go with my guy Brandon Francis and Matt Mooney.
Okay.
I mean, there's two of my favorites.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
You know, it's funny. Yes, they did play together. I don't think of when I think of Mooney, I don't go Francis next.
Yeah.
I go Tariq next.
Well, I had Tariq in my mind too, and then I thought, well, I'm going to pick two guards.
There's so many. Maybe I should have made us do one for each sport, but there are so many. I mean, Kingsbury to Welker is a fantastic one. Okay, Harold to Crabtree, I think, is a fantastic one. I think Anderson and Toppin needs to be way near the
Absolutely.
top. I think Swoops and any other great player on that Lady Raider team could be with her, since she's the greatest women's player of all time, right? I mean, you know me, I'm a baseball guy. My favorite 1-2 punch was literally a 1-2 punch, and that is Martin and Gingery.
Yeah.
Okay, the personalities of those two, Davis Martin and Stephen Gingery.
I was trying to figure out who was going to put with Goot.
Just fantastic. Well, Goot and Nessaloni would probably be second on my list, because that one was pretty fantastic as well. But the two personalities, I mean, if you knew Stephen Gingery, you laughed, because that dude was hilarious. And Davis Martin is just an awesome guy. So that one, still to this day, two of my favorite Red Raider baseball players ever.
I'll tell you one that I thought of, and you may just totally dismiss this, but I thought of Seth Dagey and Jason Morrow.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean,
it's good. I mean, when you compare it to Welker and Kingsbury and Harold and Crabtree.
Sure, it's fourth or fifth place behind some others too, but especially behind Mahomes and Jakeem. But those two were pretty good together.
Yeah, somebody on the chat line is correcting me. That's actually good. It wasn't Gerlich. It was Kirkland.
Yeah.
There's one we're forgetting that's recent, that is the only one to actually celebrate being a dynamic duo.
And Taj Brooks in the Wildcat with Conyers back there as well. Motion Dre McCray left to right. And it's Brooks coming right, following Conyers. He's got a big running room. In fact, he is gone. Touchdown, Red Raiders. They high-five each other as they cross the goal line.
I mean, that's a dynamic duo.
All right, off the chat line, Bailey and Rodriguez. I would have gone with the two ends, right? And Bailey and Height.
Yeah.
Carmelo Height. Here's another basketball one for me. Jay Jackson and Martin Zeno.
Yeah.
That was your backcourt one year.
Yeah.
And I loved those two together.
Emmett and Ellis.
How about Bonowitz and Batee, or Carr and Batee?
How about Keenan Evans and Davide Moretti? Maybe not so much.
I don't think, did they play together?
Yeah, they played together. I'm looking at the roster. That's how I know that, 17-18. But you could say Keenan and Zaire Smith.
Yeah, you go with one of those guys.
Yeah, that's probably the better one. Or Justin Gray.
Yeah.
Naeem Stevenson.
I wouldn't go with him.
Okay.
And we found our wrong answer.
Told you I wouldn't disappoint you.
Throwing out names.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Jamie Lent and Jeff McGuire. I'm Chuck Heinz. We come to you from the First United Bank studio. Take your thoughts and comments on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Go to doublet973.com for that of the mobile app. The Visual Edge IT hotline is open too at 806-771-0973. Let me ask you this. Are you surprised at the progress that the Tech defense has made from a basketball standpoint, given where they were over the last few weeks and given how much their coach has kind of harped on them? I mean, I know the talent is there, and obviously the offense has been there, but it sure feels like there's been a dramatic turnaround here in your ability to defend and your maybe even your want to defend?
I have a lot of confidence in Coach McCaslin and in his coaching style. So, and I also feel like you got really good athletes there. So I wouldn't say shocked, but maybe a little bit. Just
because it just didn't feel like it was. It felt like that it's kind of like your parents,
I just think some
sure
guys,
wish you would study. I sure wish you would study. I sure wish you would study. And then all of a sudden you start studying.
I just think guys realized, hey, it's going to take more. Mm-hmm. And he's getting more effort from them at that end of the floor now.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's no question. I mean, there is no question. There is no question that they have responded to him, which I think is it's one thing to go out and get these guys, and you got to pay them, and then you got to motivate them, but then at some point in time during a season where things aren't going maybe quite as well as you thought they would go, and you look at your team and you go, man, we got a lot of talent out here, but in order for us to win, we're going to have to tighten up the defense a little bit. And it's one thing to do it behind closed doors or do it in coaching and during practice. But, I mean, he's been pretty vocal about needing to play defense and needing to be a tougher team and all those things. And those guys have responded to that. Mm-hmm. And I think that's harder with today's environment than it was 10, 20, and certainly 30, 40 years ago, where you could really do much more hard coaching or berating or whatever you want to call it, where it was public and vocal, because it ain't no tea party down there, in the huddle or all those things. So anyway, I think that's a compliment to the players who have responded and saw the fruit of that labor. And now, after you see what you did on Saturday to BYU, that makes that easier for Coach McCaslin and his staff to be able to say, okay, we did all these great things on Saturday, and you outscored them 84-71, and they beat you in the paint 40-28, but you kept them from beating you at the 3-point line, and then you responded with getting points off turnovers, and while you didn't win second chance points, you got to the free throw line and made 19-23. And you made 7 more points at the free throw line, and you made 6 more threes, and you win the ball game by 13 points. So I think it just speaks well of that. And you got a big game tomorrow, so it's a quick turnaround for them as they'll take on Baylor tomorrow night in Waco. I would expect there to be a good crowd there. I don't know about great, but it's a Big 12 game on a Tuesday night in Waco. What do you got going on? Can't blame it on the church. There's no church on Tuesday night, I don't think, in Waco.
Here we go again.
What do you got going on in Waco? I think there'll be a good...
Why are you criticizing people that go to church?
I'm not criticizing them.
Sure sounds like it.
No, not criticizing them. Just saying.
2 weeks in a row now.
2 weeks in a row. Not criticizing. Just saying. What do you got going on? You don't have this going on. But we have known...
And do we want them to show up in Waco?
No, because we
want them to go to church in Waco.
What we know is that Red Raider fans have had a tendency to take over that arena, that gym, that facility. That they call it a pavilion. It's called Foster Pavilion now. But it gets noisy in there. I mean, they are right on your back. They're right behind that bench.
They shouldn't do that. That's definitely a penalty. We'll get free throws for that.
It's called displacement. You can't call it over the back. You got to call it displacement. That's what you got to call it. Even though really what it is, it's over the back. I mean, we all know what that is. It's over the back. Right? Wrong? No?
No, I think that, usually the official will call a push or whatever if you go over someone's back. I don't think they go to the scores table saying, over the back foul on number 6. Yeah.
To save, Chris needs fingers. There is no over the back foul.
Yeah, we know that.
Yes.
Yeah, we know that. All right, this from the Yates Flooring Center chat line with regard to the college football playoff and just the future. Reality is going to hit hard this year when the SEC has to play 9 conference games. It is going to be a difference for them to go from 8 to 9.
Yeah, we'll see exactly how big of a difference, but I don't think it's massive difference.
Yeah.
We'll have one more tougher game.
Sure, but I mean it's another game for them to beat up on each other. It's another game for somebody to potentially, get hurt. It's knock somebody from the the perch a little bit. Kind of even it out a little bit there. So I don't know. That's kind of an opportunity there. 8:08 this morning here on the morning drive. We'll have the game for you at 7 tomorrow night, 8 o'clock tip from Waco on Double T 97.3. And then we'll have girls and boys basketball. Tomorrow, Memorial plays at Liberty. And both the girls and the boys will have it at 6 on Sunny 97.7. The boys to follow. And then the Liberty girls will take on Memorial. We'll have that one too. We'll have the Memorial broadcast and the Liberty broadcast. For some, I thought it was. Well, I thought when I looked at it first, I thought that's Lubbock Cooper, and then I look at that and go, no, that's Liberty. Girls and boys will have their version on 100.7 The Score.
Dueling broadcast
on Tuesday night, and then the Lady Raiders don't play until Wednesday there in Provo. Okay, let's see. From Washed Up Guy, I have mixed feelings about conference championship games. I hate two teams playing rematches in the same season, but in today's big conferences, how else do you determine a champion if the two best teams didn't play during the regular season? I think that's a good question, a good point. It's hard to do that, but I think there's a way that they can shore this thing up and get to the bigger games quicker and keep the momentum going, because you have all this momentum going in college football and championship Saturday, and then you take 3 weeks off.
I bet the numbers will still be good tonight.
Yeah.
The viewership numbers.
Yeah, you're probably right.
This has been the Morning Drive Podcast, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Check out our library of Double T 97.3 podcasts at doublet97.3.com.